This is one of the few spawns that feels like was designed for knights and paladins. Here is Dragon Walls. If you are up for solo hunting, this might be one of the best alternatives. It's a spawn that gets better with levels and is especially good for knights or paladins. On this video I will focus on paladins. Unfortunately it comes at a price, which is 2 in access. To get to this spawn, you must finish the Children of Revolution quest as well as be on the last mission of the New Frontier and mission 9 of the Ape City quest. But not only that, after having all of those, then you must start the Wrath of the Emperor until mission 7. With all of that, you will have access to the Lizard City and the spawn of the dragons or the walls that surround the city, hence the name Dragon Walls. The spawn itself is now divided by the south and north areas. Some people are jerks and take the whole thing, but I can assure you that even on my 800 AK either of the sides is more than enough. As for which one is better, honestly they're basically the same, so the only way I will pick one over the other is if I have a particular prey, as there is more war monsters on the north and more spell weavers on the south. Now, depending on which side you choose, start on either of these 2 towers. If you're going to hunt on the north area, I recommend to just be on the last floor until this tower and then downstairs and backwards. Do not bother doing any of the extra towers above. If you have the south side, then the towers at the end of both sides are okay, and the concept will be the same, just from point A to B, then downstairs and backwards. Something that I like to do on the south side is when you are coming backwards on the second tower, go down another floor and lure that into the third tower. This pool will have lizard falcons, but those usually add a nice profit on my hunts, because the price of scales and letters on my servers are good. And it also boosts experience a bit, because if you go backwards normally there is a bit of dead space. Now for my level recommendation, as a paladin I will say 350 is a good place to start, as you will be able to tank, but probably should stay away from A blocks. Lower than that you can still hunt this. I started around 270 kiting like this, but this one is much worse and not efficient. You will be basically making half the experience, which by the way at around level 350 by tanking around 6 monsters per pull, the experience will be at 1.5 kk on 100% and 2.3 on 150%, and like I said at the start, this improves with levels. However, it does reach a limit of around 2.2 kk on 100%. Getting more than that will be hard regardless of the level. The profit will improve as well, starting around 200k an hour at the low 300 range until reach around 600k at like level 500s, but it depends heavily on luck. This spawn is a bit old school like that, as you will need to get item drops to boost the profit, and since we're talking about luck, another thing that can be great of this spawn is that you can loot a harness. This item is used to tame the raptor, and it's not as expensive as it used to be, but it's still great when you loot one. But regardless of that, this spawn will always be profitable. Another thing that boosted profits nowadays is if there is a good demand for Dragon Soul Floors. Those are used for the fire protection environment, and also the War Master's wrist guards are used for the club environment, but that one is unlikely to be much higher than NPC price. At level 440 I was making around 1.7 kk experience on 100%, and then adding 2 damage charms of freeze and wound improves the experience to 2 kk. If you're struggling to keep your HP up, I recommend to use dodge instead, ideally on the spell weavers. If you're doing fine and want to improve the experience, then go for double damage charms, and ideally parry will do the more damage in this spawn, as these monsters don't have high HP. But if you don't have it, then don't worry about it. Now if you're looking to duel, then you can start with the RP at around 270 and the druid around 300. Other than that, for knights, honestly I think you can hunt starting at 350 on a similar fashion of not falling surround yourself, but I didn't try it myself, so I don't know. Lastly, make sure to pick up the Task of Dragons from Grizzly Adams. If you still somehow don't have enough points, this will get you enough pretty quick. That's all I got for this video. If you like the content and want to support the channel, please consider donating Tibia coins to Goodie Donation. It will be appreciated and used to make more content. Thank you for watching and see you next time.